The impact of your golf grip on the golf ball can vary depending on several factors, but grip's contribution to ball flight can generally be estimated to account for 20 to 40% of the overall effect. So we better know how our grip is influencing your shot. Now, this is not a video of how to grip, this is a video of when to change your grip. Have a look at this hole right here. We're on the 12th here at the Millennium course in Villamora. Is when to change your grip to play away from trouble. So, let me give you an example right here. The whiteboard is back. Let's paint a picture. This is our green. This is our hole. This is our tee box. We're hitting in this direction, okay? Let's start with if we have trouble on the left hand side. So let's say this is a bunker. Let's say this is water, H2O. How do we make sure, and this is so important, this is how you're going to shoot in the 70s. Breaking 80 barrier the first time. Imagine that feeling. How do I stand on this tee and make sure I never hit it in that water? And if I'm being honest with you, shooting in the 70s is not pretty golf. It's educated golf of how to understand the grip implements changes to the club face and then therefore changes to our ball flight. So what have we got to do when that trouble is down that left wing? Because if I put it in that bunker, it's going to be hard to make a par from there. It's even going to be hard to make a bogey, if I'm honest with you. First thing I would do on this tee shot is I would tee more towards the middle, okay? Talking about a right-hander here, left-hander, you would again still be more towards the middle. I'm looking to move this ball with left to right curve, so more fade bias. More towards the middle, so around about here. I would also add to this as I would tee my golf ball lower. Okay, you might think this has got nothing to do with grip. It doesn't. But what it does have so much to do with understanding how you maneuver your golf ball. Okay, so we got a tee in the middle, we got a height, and let's just show a reference to that height, to be fair. Let's just make sure you see that. So I tee that where just the ball is just sitting above the crown. Okay, it's going to promote a more spinnier left to right curve. Whereas before, I would be teeing it more half a ball above the crown. Now, for these next points in this video, I feel like the hat's got to come off. Sorry about the hat hair. But I really feel this is going to give you a great example. Either my head's got smaller, or that's been manoeuvred, or changed. God, I know I look like a Wally, but this really helps you understand what I'm talking about with grip. So, the next phase to this video, I want you to start by placing that golf club down on the ground square. Now, that might sound silly, but some of us might have a little tendency to have it here, a little closed. Some people have a tendency to have it a little bit open. You know how you can check that? I know this tee box here is a round, but some of them are square. You can find a square edge to do that and just see if it's sort of closed or it's open. So the first thing is we're going to start with a square club face. That's where we've got to start with this. Next, just take your grip as normal. Now, I know this will change depending on what you do, but you can see my grip here, what I promote is my lead hand thumb, my glove hand thumb, is sitting, if we sort of section this grip into left side and right side, is sitting just on this right hand side of the club, okay? That's how I take my normal grip. Now, when I've got the trouble on the left, I need, for a right-handed golfer, to have my club face open to my path to help promote a more left to right curve. So, what I want you to do is I want you to practice, when you've got the trouble on the left, rotating your hand to the left-hand side. So now you can see how my lead hand thumb is sitting more on top of that golf club, okay? Sitting more on top of that golf club. Right, now that's going to feel strange. It's going to feel weaker, but that's going to give us a much better chance of guaranteeing that face to be open at impact relative to our club path. Now, this is really, really important because, as I said, we're not about glamorous golf here to shoot in the 70s. It doesn't have to be glamorous, hence why I'm wearing this. But what it does have to be is educational. And what I mean by that is you understand how to maneuver your ball flight. You've done everything possible here to avoid hitting it down that left wing. You've teed it lower. You've moved your grip. You've rotated it to the left, more on top of the golf club, and that's the changes you need. Let's just speak briefly about aim. So I'm gonna take my aim just inside this left bunker, fairway side, club down, normal grip, rotate slightly to the left, and now just trust that in my same pattern now, I've got a weaker grip. I'm making sure my club face is slightly open by the time it gets to impact. Look at that. Started out the trouble, moving off it, never, ever going in that rubbish. And that's exactly what we need. So what happened there at impact? This is our golf ball. We're hitting in this direction, okay? Our club path, let's say, was traveling straight towards target to slightly left of where we were aiming, just inside that bunker, right? Our face was slightly open to this. We were guaranteeing it with the grip. Your grip is like your steering wheel. And this is why this golf ball then had the curvature of left to right, that way, okay? We were guaranteeing that left to right curve. And that's really important. I'm understanding how I impact the right spin on the golf ball in order to hit away from the trouble. We now need to talk about when you've got, let's just do this again. I feel like I'm doing an heart attack here, but I really do feel this gives you such a good indication of what we're doing. So we've got our hole again, that's our green, little flag. This is our hole. Imagine we had water all down here, and we're teeing up. Where don't we want to go? Now there's a few things you have to do with your grip to keep the ball from going in here. And I keep reiterating this. This is how you shoot in the 70s, and you will stay that way. You will. Let's get straight into this. So the order is pretty similar, really. Place your golf club down, making sure it's square. You can use that check as you had before. We start with our normal grip, where our thumb, like we said, I'm really promoting this, starts on slightly the right-hand side of this grip. But what I'm looking for now is for you, from the player cam perspective, is to rotate this hand more over. When you do this and get the golf grip stronger, you increase the likelihood of that club face being able to rotate, being able to be more close relative to path, reducing left to right spin, making it a more straighter ball flight, but hopefully promoting something closer to a right to left spin. If we can guarantee that club face is closed relative to our path. Right, so when you're then stood on a hole like this, you can see in front of us, we say, we're imagining the water's down the right on this one. In fact, to be fair, we've got out of bounds all the way down the right in this direction. We've got to make sure our grip is starting something like that. So part of this routine, let's tee up as far right as we can. This is so key. I'm going to go back to that slightly higher tee height, half a ball above we reduced it from to hit the first shot. We're then going to now aim away from this trouble, down the middle to left half of the fairway. I don't mind if I stand there and hit this down the left semi now. What I'm doing is guaranteeing I'm not missing to the right. I've got a little cool thing I want to explain to you about that, but let's hit the shot away. So I've got my aim, teed up down this side, stronger grip, start normal, rotate right, jump in, just take your smooth tempoed shot, to be fair. A little bit like that. Now I don't draw it often, and that's why that went poker straight, but I was guaranteeing I'm not, and I'll reiterate this, missing off to the right. Hopefully you can see how that's going to have a huge impact on how you understand how you control the club face. Now, I'm anticipating a few of the comments down below saying, Alex, can you do this the same with like the likes of your hybrid, your fairway woods, your irons? Yes, 100%. And the same theory would apply if you had water left side of the green or bunker left side of the green, and if you had water right side of the green or a bunker right side of the green. The idea of shooting the 70s is not pretty golf. It's being educated golf where you're staying away from trouble. Now, I want you to think about it this way. Let's take this hole here. So let's just carry on with this scenario with the water down our right hand side. You're now playing golf to shoot in the 70s down this. So this being the semi, this being left half of the fairway. This is now your runway. This is now your runway. Because there you're staying out here. And again, I keep reiterating this, to shoot in the 70s, that's how you do it. Now, if we just rub that off and go, okay, if our trouble is then down the left, where's our runway now? I think thinking about it like a runway is a really good way of thinking about just, okay, that's my runway of aim. I'm trying to go down that. So it's not about hitting the fairway every time. So this is our water / bunker in here. And now our aim would be like this. So F fairway and then semi. Okay? So we're playing away from it. You're all the way over here every single time. So, rules. If you've got trouble down the left for a right-handed golfer, you rotate your grip to the left. Want that grip to be a bit weaker, allow the face to be a bit open. If you've got the trouble down the right, you rotate your grip to the right to get the face a little more closed. And remember, a word of caution on the rotating it to the right. Don't expect a big draw. Take my shot right there. Like, that was just a lot straighter, had a lot less left to right curve. Really, really important point that. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for free simple golf tips with a whiteboard. I do hope you enjoyed it.